Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I am Leobors, and today we are continue playing the excavation of Hobbs Barrow, and I hope you dig the new overlay. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And before we start, I wanted to remind you that if you like my content, please smash the like button down below and consider subscribing to the channel. Cause I upload a lot of content, different video games, different genres, and even some different hobbies like tabletop RPGs. Also, I have a Twitch channel. You can catch me live there in the link down below. I'm on the road to affiliate. If you could drop me a follow over there, that would be really appreciated. Well, with all that out of the way, let's dive right into the game. So, here we are. This is the third day of Thomasina in Barrow. We had a strange vision, not a dream, a vision. They said to us that it was not a dream, and we will receive proof of what was said in that vision, that our father was part of the first excavation of Hobbs Barrow. And that much I predicted. But well, anyway, if remember you want to catch up on the story, you can check out my previous videos of Hobbs Barrow. I have them organized in a little neat playlist with all those together. So let's see, there's a strange package at the door. Maybe that's the proof we were told we will receive. What's this? A book.
What's this?
That's weird.
There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
Oh, there's a IAW. That's a diary. Okay, let's see. It says, Day 1 arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seems distant. I am to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it will be an early night for me. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Despite the threat of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Then let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional sight with a unique story. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved nausea gravidarum. I am sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles! A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Okay, we have some Greek letters, rho, theta, epsilon, 11 in Roman numbers. We found the code was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the 7th archontic. Okay, dudes, you are speaking Chinese to me. I suppose I will understand once I get there. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the guardians shall be defeated. Oh, moon, the sun and the 2 moons. But look, this looks like snakes. Okay. A dead language revealed the path. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said. Follow the words of my mouth and reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. Oh. Okay, this is weird.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting. Maybe
Okay.
Stanley knows more about it.
Okay, I was about to say that that might be an old journal of his father that someone had here, but if she does not recognize the handwriting, that's then not from. I don't think the guy just changed his handwriting. Well, let's venture forth.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
Oh no, let's relent. He might be telling the truth. He's an honest chap so far.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
I'm not sure he can be trusted. Perhaps he can decipher it. Let's show this let's show it. I don't know. I like Stanley.
Take a look.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
Yeah, let's explain it.
I was at Hobbs Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hobbs Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal! You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hobbs Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
Okay, let's hear it.
What is this folk tale you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hobbs Barrow, hence the name, Hobbs Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
That's right.
See you soon.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Who is
Good
this?
day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Okay, who
It's
was
Mr.
that?
Stanley Kemp, the proprietor of the Plough and Furrow. He has the serious and worn-out facial expression of a man who deals with drunkards on a nightly basis. Who is Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewley.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewley.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs Barrow and find out where this journal came from. I've just noticed this matchbox is completely damp from the rain. The match is no use to me anymore.
What? Did I lose the match? So I did pick up an item that is not useful anymore. Maybe I should have used it for something else. I didn't. No idea.
These flowers look pretty. Someone must take good care of them. The window box is well out of reach.
What is this?
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry. She is busy setting up her stall.
Okay. So, where to go first? Oh, look. It's Father Roach.
Father Roach still looks rather pallid. Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed. Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. What brings you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
I think I'm going to ask the owner of the land, Mr. Bryden, the land where Hobbs Barrow is. Maybe he will recognize the journal. Let's check to-do list anyway. Convince Mr. Bryden to allow the excavation, find out more about the mysterious journal, investigate local folklore. Oh, actually, this is the second day. The day she arrived doesn't count. Let's see if the guy, the cobbler is there.
No one here.
Nope. Okay, I'm just going to go to Mr. Brading. Oh, let's see if we can find Mr. Shoulder in his house. I really doubt it. But, hey, it's that kid Wally.
This young fellow looks miserable. Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the door back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
All right. Oh, this is Mr. Biden's house. He must know something about the... Hey. Yeah, the goat is not going to let me pass over there.
Hello? Is anyone home? Mr. Bryden doesn't seem to be here right now. I should come back a bit later.
Okay. I suppose I can't go to the Barrow without permission again. Hey, Wally's gone. Okay, well, let's see.
Margaret's Lookout, dedicated to Arthur's mother.
Let's see if we can find Mr. Shoulder.
What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
I really doubt it again.
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you?
Oh.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up.
Yeah, that's a rooster.
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you? A woolen undergarment. Mr. Shoulder must have dropped the matching glove. What was he doing in the alley? It was rather rude of him not to come inside and see me.
Let's try the door again. Hey.
Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive.
Hey, but I did hear something.
No sign of any movement.
Sure?
Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive.
This is a stone. This is an IAW. And this is a rooster.
A fearsome looking beast. A sweet little hen, plump and well groomed.
Well, no luck here either. Well, let's keep searching the town. Okay. Let's talk with let's just talk to Art. Oh, there's Arthur.
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye, my head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
No, I don't think he did it.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. but they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who? Sorry, who?
Who is Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember most of it this time. Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. Shouldn't you be manning the station?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that. They say she lays with demons.
Who are they?
Oh, you know, local folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra!
Okay. Oh, there is that weird guy.
Hello, dear.
Good day. I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck. He's a little more handsome than your average Bewley resident. I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you? Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. And such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
I haven't even seen your work. What if you can't paint?
Don't fret, my dear. You shall be the shining star of my new world.
Okay, this guy is
When
weird.
the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Do you recognize this journal?
A place to keep one's thoughts and reflect.
Is it yours?
No, my dear.
What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
Tell the truth, a little flirting doesn't hurt. Yeah. But he changed the subject
I
very
like
quickly.
to rise early and watch the sunrise.
With your husband, I'm sure.
No, I'm currently unentangled.
Such a view should be shared with at least a lover.
Do you deem yourself fit for this position?
Indubitably. But
Oh.
do go on. How do you like your tea?
Hot, with just a splash of milk.
No sugar, of course.
No sugar.
It rots the teeth. Your smile is as dazzling as the Himalayan snow.
Oh, James.
And finally, what makes you happy?
Spending time with my father.
I should like to meet him.
Perhaps you will. And you, James? I propose the same queries to you.
All in good time.
Okay, let's ask about Leonard's shoulder.
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley.
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley, only for the visitors.
Maybe this is Lord Panswick? No, because I will the workers would have told me so. I don't
What
think.
do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Who is this guy? I thought he was some kind of guest of the Lord or something, but does he stay in the village? Or a house near Bewley? This guy is really mysterious. Okay, let's go to the woods. That should be clear by now. Okay, flashback time.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Yeah, something tells me that was the last time she spoke with her father. He was leaving for Hobbs Barrow. So the way is clear now.
Resin has been oozing from the stump. It looks set now. The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
Well, we have a chisel.
I've collected some waxy resin.
Oh, this will be the Mother Mildred?
It's the old woman I saw at Bewley Station.
All right, yeah.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. How's your sightseeing going then? Save your words, young lady. I know you're no sightseer, and I know exactly why you're in Bewley. You won't get far by lying to me again.
I'm sorry,
I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
What the fuck?
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry,
Long
Miss
time
Blick.
ago, mind. 25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
Oh.
Why was my father in Bewley?
You were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
Well, we found proof, alright?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all around come to me for help with their ailments. Hernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
What journal?
Oh. Then it's his father, her father's journal, but why she doesn't recognize the handwriting? Of course. How the fuck she's going to recognize her father's handwriting if he has been paralyzed since she was a little girl? Even if she saw her father's handwriting as a little girl, she won't remember it. So yeah, makes total sense. Let's show the journal
Take
then.
a look at this. A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting?
It's been so many years since I've seen it.
I like this game. This game really explains everything without taking too much words, but it's really well written because the things I'm thinking out loud, they do explain them. They take a moment to explain those little things.
What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. I haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic?
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
Yeah, that's
From
shoulder.
memory, it were just the two of them.
No. I was told there was a third man.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
I've no idea. He didn't explain more, and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of, and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely.
Yeah, what about the third man?
Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you'd best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
But I asked him about Stolder and he didn't say he was part of the excavation.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard Shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough fellow.
I see. Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Ms. Walker.
Okay, this has been quite enlightening.
They look somewhat like juniper berries. What are
Can
those
I-
berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see.
Okay, good to know that.
Miss
Okay.
Bateman,
What?
Yes.
remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Ms. Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Well, I suppose she will save her man.
Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
I'll be back soon, Josephine. What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy. Josephine. Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
Oh,
Where did Mummy go?
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
maybe we should go to the Barrow. Hey, is he taking a piss? What are you doing, man?
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewley. Arthur?
What's wrong with this
Hello?
guy?
Oh,
What?
sorry, I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes, Mildred said that he helped Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
Arthur, I must tell you about the dream I had. I was at Hobbs Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father. The creature told me it could help my father again. I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur?
Okay, this
Arthur, are you listening?
guy is behaving
Fine then, we'll talk later. I hope you piece
weird.
together your memories.
The Father Roach, we encountered him here too, and he had this spell this sick spell, like he threw up and was feeling not well. And
He's
now
staring
this guy.
intently into the woods.
Okay, this is really weird. Should I go to the Barrow? At least let's try talking to Mr. Bryden again. Let's see if he's back home. Oh, who are you, girl? Hey, I saw that girl the other day when we were going to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excuse me, sir.
Who is this guy?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. Here you are you Thomasina Bateman?
This is Leonard's Shoulder.
That's my name.
Oh, marvelous. It's me, Leonard Shoulder.
Heavens.
What the
I've given up
fuck
on
were
finding
you?
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvelous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this?
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
Yeah, the white glove, right. Because if he was bound to bed, how his white glove ended in the alley that night? White glove, that's the first thing I'm going to ask.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the Plough and Furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Why did you invite me to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the Barrow a while back.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the Barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. I've managed to find Hobbs Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. You'll relent eventually.
Perhaps you could have a word with him.
Oh no. A lovely young lass such as yourself has a better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the Barrow.
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr. Bryden.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Oh, it was 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crop started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
A thin place?
A thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds.
Imagine as much.
The flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you will know.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Sacksnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote. But Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth.
Right?
The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me
misclick
proof
again.
of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
Let's talk about the journal.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
What do you make of this strange stone?
A carving of a cockerel?
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts. We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right,
Well,
time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
I'm
Well,
starting to wonder
true.
if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
well, he exists, alright. But he was really sick, I don't know.
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening.
Yep.
It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father? Good day, little one.
Is he going to run away?
Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string. My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm. What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here? Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey! Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair coated in a waxy resin. The strings don't vibrate without it.
Okay, I have resin. I need an animal's hair, which I don't have any. Okay, we already talked with Mr. Shoulder. And we know he's not home, so let's try to talk with Mr. Bryden again. Another flashback.
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
What's this?
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
That's what?
Waste. Burn it.
She's born in my father's journal, I suppose. He's angry at what happened to him.
He's doing well to be maintaining all this land at his advanced stage. Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I'll
stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
He's doing well to be maintaining all this land at his advanced stage.
No questions. I'm not interested.
But...
Off with you.
Can I go to the Barrow at least? There's a stone. It has some letters. AR.
Someone has carved the letters AR into the stone. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Okay, well. AR. We still don't know who is the third man in the who participated in the excavation.
This is not mine to take.
Okay. What else can we do? Okay, where I can find an animal's hair? We see any animal that will let me pick a hair? Okay, let's talk to the father about these folklore things. Oh, they say they were going to be in the church discussing scriptures, or maybe they are in the tower here.
It's locked.
Nope. It's locked. Hey, let's talk to the
Good day.
blacksmith.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Ha! Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Never mind. I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were he here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
What?
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle.
How peculiar. I met a girl near there earlier. She gave me this broken fiddle bow.
Ha! Well, you've experienced the local folklore firsthand then, lass.
It's just a girl, come on.
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you
Well,
later.
let's visit that cobbler then. Who is curiously never home,
No one here.
never opens his store.
She is busy setting up her stall.
Still not ready, I see. This is the
I don't
vicar's
think anyone
house.
is home.
Will be this guy home?
Mr. Long mustn't be in.
Mr. Price has not returned either.
The enigmatic Mr. Leonard Shoulder. He looks somewhat frail. Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Okay, let's chat him up again.
I've still not been able to gain permission to excavate from Mr. Bryden.
Is that so? Perhaps you could show him something that might change his mind.
I've still
Like
not been
what?
able to gain permission to excavate from Mr. Bryden.
Is that so? Perhaps you could show him something that might change his mind.
Okay, I will try that.
What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know, I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true, I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of just me and me hands.
Fuck, I misklicked
I
again.
used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
What do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villagers to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobbs Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so. What else can you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you yourself said, it were a time of superstitious hysteria.
What was it like, living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
Ah, you know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
Okay.
What do you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
Yeah, they're about the same age.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass, I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologize.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Oh, just the ravages of age. Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewley?
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Thank you for your time.
So according to him,
we will speak more later.
Must find something to show to Mr. Bryden that will change his mind. Anyone else here? No.
It's Mr. Stanley. He has...
Yeah.
You found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh? Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
How so?
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
No, I can't say it does.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
AR. Who the fuck is AR? I'm still thinking about those initials in the stone near Hobbs Barrow. What could we show to this guy? Oh, that's shit.
Fresh and steamy. Delightful. I believe a horse to be the culprit.
It would be nice to find a horse.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
And take a hare. Horse. Who do we know has a horse? Who do we know? The guy, the post office guy, they said they took his horse and went to Bakewell. Maybe he has returned.
I don't need to go in there again.
No, okay.
A warehouse. No one here.
Come on. 2 days in a row, this guy just has not opened his store. Let's check out the station. It is closed. Yeah, attention. Bewley station is closed for the time being due to track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. We apologize for any inconvenience caused. Midland Railway. Where I can find an animal? Oh, I think I know. Maybe in the forest. Okay, Arthur is not here anymore. Maybe we can find a
I shan't be visiting the badgers again. I was lucky to escape intact. A badger's set.
Hey. That's the fox. Okay. Didn't you drop any hair around here? Maybe he was just pointing out the resin. So...
Miss Walker is concentrating hard on her berry picking. I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Okay, every time I go here, this little guy, I need animal hair. Animal hair, where? Still locked, right? Yep.
It's locked.
How weird. Father Rochman said he was going to be with some people
Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes.
to
It's
go
not my specialist area.
over some scriptures.
They are still locked.
And they say they will be here in St. Edmund, but they are not here. And Father Roach is nowhere to be found. Maybe, hey, I could snoop around Mr. Shoulder's house? No, don't knock the
Mr.
door.
Shoulder told me he'd be at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, I know where I can find an animal, but oh wow, I really doubt it's going to be easy to get a hair from it, from the goat, at Mr. Bryden's house.
What a wild-looking thing.
Yeah, I don't think I will be able to do anything.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk. This is not mine to
No questions. I'm not interested.
But...
Off with you.
Let's show him this stone.
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realize that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog. Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Okay.
Incredible! A pear!
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hobbs Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation and we board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Okay.
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig?
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps? You failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. He should have never given me that stone.
Okay. I really want to know what the hell they found in that barrow. Well, we have the permission now. We are off to dig, I suppose. But that will be for the next episode of the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. It's a good point to wrap the video now, and that's the time I have for today. So let's continue the next video. Thank you all for watching so far, and well, if you are still here, I suppose it's because you liked the video. So remember to hit that like button down below and consider subscribing to the channel. And well, that's it. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.